Hey there you guys, welcome back. Today, why don't we do a little tour of the grow space? It's not all my plants. I've got plants upstairs, and I got plants upstairs. So, because as you know, my grow space is in the basement. So yeah, just want to forewarn you, there is some stuff that is not so pretty. Most of the large plant material, as you know, I brought in from outside, and it's basically just here to overwinter, and then it'll get pushed back outside. So realistically, if I was doing this correctly, I would be using a lot more lights. As you'll see, I have two shop lights here that are over top of things like the bananas and the alocasias, colocasias, and then I've got my actual grow lights that I keep my orchids on, and some other stuff too. But things are a little bit stretched, and it doesn't look so pretty. The bougainvillea looks like it's dead, but it's not. It is not. So, anyway, I just want to forewarn you that I'm just like you. I have my issues, I have my limitations, and I'm just trying to push some boundaries. So, yeah, just to inspire you that it doesn't always look pretty. So yeah, without further ado, I could talk to you forever and not show you a plant, but I know you're waiting for that. So come on, let's check it out. We'll start first with the dormancy rack, with the bulbs that are dormant. The Amorphophallus konjac is still big, and I'm told that it's an inflow starting. So hopefully that is correct. Fingers crossed. So let's go check that out. So this is the dark dungeon under the stairs. So I've got all kinds of pots up here. I've got bulbs in all of these bags. Let's open one of these up. This here is, I think it's called Hymenocallis. It is the Peruvian, no, not Peruvian, spider lily. Do you remember digging this up with me? The white spider lily. It looks really, really good. You really need to come down and check your bulbs a few times a season, just to make sure that they're not rotting. Maybe they need a little bit of moisture. They'll tell you what they need. And if you see all kinds of new growth starting, you might want to bring them out of dormancy a little bit earlier than expected. So yeah, just check it out. I'll show you the reason why I'm saying this. I seem to have a issue with the plumerias. The plumeria seedlings, not the larger plants. I should have been paying more attention to them, but I'll show you what I mean. So I'll stick this aside. I'll put it back in its bag in a few minutes. You stay there. Stay there. Don't roll away. So back up here. Got more stuff in bags. We've got amaryllis, we've got gladiolas, these are all the amaryllis here. Some of them are ready to be planted again, and yeah, I'll maybe take you along for that, but you've seen a lot of amaryllis videos, so I'm sure you don't really care. Well, okay, I'm sure you do care, but not that much. So here is the Amorphophallus. Looking really, really good. It's sitting here in its tray. I'm told that this spike here is the beginnings of an inflow. It's been like that since we put it into dormancy. So it's looking really, really good. I guess that could be true, because look at this one in dormant. This one doesn't have a growth spike. It's just a nubbin. It's not colored like this one. This one looks alive. So fingers crossed. And remember, in the springtime, if you live in Canada, I will be mailing out some of these to some lucky viewers, but wait for that video. As it gets a little bit warmer, we'll do that. So stay tuned for more updates on the Amorphophallus. I'm sure in the next coming weeks we'll see that this if it's an inflow, it will start to spring forth to life and make my house smell absolutely like garbage. But I hope that it waits until it can go outside before it opens, because I would like to enjoy it for a few days rather than cutting it down the second it starts smelling like dead meat. rotting, decaying flesh. So anyway, we'll put that back. We've got, let me move this out of the way. There's always something in the way. So we have the, these are the Plumeria seedlings. They're starting to plump up a little bit. I gave them a little bit of a drink. But the tops of them are green, sort of. But then I noticed that the bottoms were really shriveled up and really dead looking. So I sprayed them immediately. I am hoping that I was able to get to it before any damage was really done. One just crashed to the ground. As you can see, there's one here with some new leaves starting. So I'll consider taking this and putting it in a sunnier spot, and hopefully get some growth out of it. See what I mean? There's a lot of shriveling going on. With Plumeria, when you see that they start to shrivel, you should give them a light watering. Not a full deep watering because they are still dormant, but you want them to plump up. So yeah, just a friendly warning to go and check your plants from time to time. Even though they're dormant, you just need to check on them to make sure everything is okay. What's down here? We've got some canna lilies. Do you remember those Pretoria canna lilies that were at my front entrance? Well, they're still here. Lots and lots and lots of rhizomes. So very, very soon we'll start potting some of these up. Promise some to some neighbors. I, for heaven's sake, do not need this many canna lilies. And as you know, if you grow cannas, they are monsters when it comes to dividing. If you buy one season, you're going to have probably 15 or 20 by the end of the season, depending on the variety. Some varieties are much slower to take than others. We've got some of the, this is Colocasia esculenta, looking nice. I don't want to peel away any of the dead stuff yet. Soon I'll be potting this up. I want to try to get a head start on this one. So yeah, this is the dormant shelf. This is a new thing. All of these things were off in various places in the grow space, but now I have a shelf for it, and they're out of the way now. So yay! Let's go check out the living. Here, just behind my potting bench, pardon the mess. We are in the basement after all. Beside one of the pipes, we've got the growth tip on the Plumeria. This is the one that went totally dormant. There's some more. I don't have any inflow starting. I don't have anything. And it's just been sitting there in a dry pot. From time to time, I've given it a little bit of a drink. But as you can see, it's not shriveling up like the baby ones did. It still looks healthy. There's a little bit of shriveling, but not very much. So an adult Plumeria can be stored in the basement in a cooler climate for a long period of time. This one's been here since end of September, middle of October. It started to get cold here quickly this past fall. Now we're going to go over to this grow shelf. We've got some, these are the, here's the leaves up here, the Brugmansia. Pull that down. And then we've got the cardboard palm behind there. And then we've got a variety of other things. This is a, oh, I'm not sure what it's called anymore. It's in the mimosa family, the chocolate something. And it's supposedly hardy to zone 6B, so fingers crossed this will be an outdoor tree soon enough. I've got the long-leafed anthurium that I borrowed some seeds from a botanical garden one time. Don't recommend it, but yeah, that's what happened. It was a seed pod that was there with little red berries, and I borrowed a few. And this one, I can't remember the name of this one. It's in another video where we transplanted it. It's doing really, really well. I really think that the leaves are cool. They're very thick and leathery. We have some Tradescantia in there. We've got some Abutilons. These are Abutilons here. There is a Gongora orchid. I can't get under here. This is a really low light. Gongora orchid right here. And a variety of Cattleya orchids. And this is a type of Phalaenopsis orchid. No flower spikes. go, down we go. We've got the air plants right there. We've got the Bells and Howell humidifier. We've got the Zygopetalums. And this Zygo is starting to put out a flower spike. If you weren't aware, Zygopetalums produce a flower spike on the new growth. So if you have any new growth starting, chances are you will get a new flower spike with it. As you can see, this new growth is probably, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 inches tall, and it's already producing a bloom spike. So after the bloom spike, well actually during the bloom spike, the new growth matures and it produces its pseudobulb. And then by the time the bloom is completed, generally it's almost ready for it to start producing a new growth. So, excuse me, so these are wonderful plants to grow. We've got the Dracula orchid back there, and over here we have the sad Masdevallia. Still waiting for some new leaves, very excited. And we've got a agave back here. We've got the pink quill, I do believe that it's called, the type of Tillandsia back there, not looking so great, but it's still alive. And we've got the dormant Millennium Magic Witchcraft. There's another one under the lights. Let me go back over to the other side here. Sorry for the shoddy camera work. So we've got the Miltonia, or the Miltoniopsis. This one should be producing flower spikes anytime soon. So I keep this one moist. Got some yucky leaves that I'll be removing. Or they'll remove themselves, just like it just did. So yeah. And there is another agave back there. So let's go into the actual grow space now. This was just on the entrance. So there's my new potting bench. This is where I'm doing my videos from now on, I'm sure. Except for when it's summertime and we could be outside. There is the big red banana. It's got some new leaves going on. It's doing its thing. It's looking okay. That big leaf at the back is kind of gross. I will chop that off. But it's got other leaves that are coming out. I'm not really worried about it. I try to keep the temperatures low in here, so it doesn't really produce any new leaves. It has produced, I think, 2 new leaves over this winter, and this one is one of them, and then this one here is the next one. It can't wait to go outside. When the temperature gets above 20 degrees Celsius, around 70 degrees Fahrenheit, they start to really grow. So it's really looking forward to it, and I'm going to have a head start because it's already, I don't know, it's already 5 feet tall. So with that head start, it's going to get pretty big out in the garden, which I'm looking forward to. I have this big plumeria that's inside this grow light. Let's take a look back. Sorry, I just walked into something. I've got 2 shop lights here, and each shop light has 4 bulbs in it, and I stagger them between cool light and cool white and warm white bulbs. That gives the illusion of a full spectrum bulb, which saves a ton of money. As you know, full spectrum bulbs can be $50, $60 each, whereas that just gives you the full spectrum with the blues and the red tones, which the plants need to grow and thrive. And I'm able to replicate that loosely with those 2 bulbs being only $5 or $10 a piece. So we've got the Vanda orchid looking nice. I need to give it a drink. As you can see, the roots are a little bit gray, but hopefully soon we will see some flower spikes, maybe this summer. And I have an inflow growing on the plumeria, but it's growing in the light, so I need to raise the light up yet again. And we've got the Nepenthes ventricosa. We've got the Thailand giant, which is right here, and it sadly has an issue with spider mites. Do you see by my finger there's a little bit of webbing? I don't know whether you can see it, but I've been constantly spraying these things this winter. Alocasias, colocaceae, really susceptible to spider mite and whitefly. So it's almost a never-ending battle with these things. So that's the Thailand giant. Then we've got the Alocasia macrorrhiza, and then we have a baby Thailand giant right there. That came from the garden plot. And then we have the Alocasia portora, and Here's the bougainvillea. Told you that it wasn't dead. You're going to tell me, Bill, that looks pretty dead to me, but let's give a close-up. I told you that in cooler climates, they tend to drop their leaves and they look dead, but don't throw them out. Look at the new growth starting along the stem. Every growth point is coming from the nodes. So right here, right here, right here, right here, all the way down. It's going to be beautiful. I'm not going to say that every stem is alive, but see, here's another stem. Look at all the growth there. That's going to be beautiful in a few weeks. Give it some time. And then also down at the central point, new growth, new growth. Sorry for the shakiness, new growth. These things have thorns and spikies all over them, so I'm hitting every bloody one of them. Down here is the dwarf banana. I kept one piece of the dwarf banana. I wasn't going to, but I did. We've got the asparagus fern. This is the foxtail fern. And inside there we have a bromeliad. Doing okay. And back beside the banana there is another plumeria. That one is dormant. It's got one leaf on it back there. But for all intents and purposes, it is dormant. I was trying to keep the plumerias going over winter. To try to get an inflow sooner in the season, but it didn't seem to happen that way. The one is starting to bloom, as I showed you, but I don't know if that bloom is going to be good for summertime when it goes outside. So anyway, we've got an agapanthus. This is getting shaded out, and it's dreadfully overwatered right now. Hopefully it dries out soon. There is a Sansevieria cylindrica, I do believe, back there with all kinds of plumeria leaves on top of it. I need to get back there and clean it up. This bamboo, I think, is the only casualty that I've had so far, and it might not even be a casualty, it just might be dormant. But as I know, bamboo tend to be an evergreen, so I think it might be dead. So I might have to try and get some more seeds, because I really enjoyed trying to grow this, and I really want to be successful. If any of you have any experience with growing bamboo, bringing it inside over the winter, maybe I just needed to keep it in the garage rather than actually in a warm environment. I know that they're close to my zone. I think that these are actually hardy to zone 8. So this is the giant mojo bamboo. Excuse me, I'm not sure. And we have the Aura metallica, or italicum. This had a bout of aphids. I don't know where the aphids came from, but I just sprayed this yesterday, and hopefully it comes through just fine. The leaves are looking a little bit sad. It's funny, when you have so many plants in a small area, you overlook things, and then all of a sudden it gets really, really bad, and then you see it, and then you take care of it. And then this is the pink buttercups. This is a type of oxalis, and I thought that it wasn't going to grow. But look, we have little flowers starting. I think they're flowers. They're either flowers or leaves. Anyway, I'm going to keep you posted on this one. This one is a very exciting find. And I have this type of euphorbia cactus hanging out here as well. Don't mind the mess on the shelf behind you. So let's go to the grow lights. There's a lot of stuff going on back here. We've got a Tradescantia, all kinds of orchids. These are the Magnolia grandifolia, or grandiflora. We've got this jade plant that Orchids Please gave me. Thank you so much. It's still alive. It keeps trying to fall over, though. I need to repot it. We've got a fern back there, not looking so great. We've got the Mexican butterwort. This is actually the first time in a very long time that it hasn't had a flower on it. Maybe it's starting to go dormant finally. I'm noticing the leaves are getting a little bit smaller. I've got this Oncidium that's not doing so well. I think it's Oncidium Twinkle, but the pseudobulbs are really, really small and emaciated. They need a drink really, really bad. This Cape Sundew that I got the seeds from Brad, I let it dry out too much, and I thought it was dead, but it's starting now to come back. As you can see, there's some green growth growing at the base here, so that's wonderful. And I've got some hosta seedlings back in here. Look at those things. Woohoo! In this we have the seedling Venus flytraps, so hopefully I'll do an update video on those very soon. We've got the date palm that we grew from the seed. This is the only one that I've kept, and it's still alive. Loving that. We've got the vanilla vine right here. It's seen better days. I need to get working on watering that more frequently. I've got a beautiful Phalaenopsis that's in bloom. Back here, the only reason why I haven't taken this upstairs to be with its friends is there seems to be a mealybug issue with it, and every couple of days I will wipe the mealybugs free and start fresh. Hopefully I've got it under control now because I haven't seen any mealybugs in quite some time. This is a type of Oncidium orchid. This is Oncidium Violetta von Holm, and it's got a bloom spike right here. This one always surprises me because look at the pseudobulbs. I overwatered this once a long time ago and it just shriveled right up. It was gross. And then I get these new growths, and before they even mature they send up the flower spike, and I'm always amazed. Absolutely amazed. I've got two, well this is a sad Ventricosa Nepenthes. It's not looking so good. I'm sure it'll be dead soon. And then this one here, this one's a cool one. This one's more fuzzy. Nepenthes Phalanx. Hopefully it continues to do okay. It's been off and on for me. Again, neglectful. We've got a small Schefflera here. It's one that I've just kept for no reason. I've got one upstairs. That's just a baby from it. And back here I've got a little succulent pot. That's got a Stapelia gigante in there, as well as a couple of Haworthias and some mix-and-match things. Over here we've got a lemon-scented geranium. I love these. Oh, I can freshen a room with those. And this is a Pinguicula gigante. I can't wait for it to get the size of dinner plates. Now let's go to the second shelf. We've got the Staghorn Fern. Eventually we're going to mount this on a board. I've got a variety of Paphiopedilums that are doing okay. I think I might have a flower spike that's starting in this one down in the base. Here's the other Catasetum that's sitting here dormant. I haven't watered these in quite some time, but they are the hibiscus cuttings. And I've got a sago palm back there, and another cactus mix garden, and this is a Stapelia. Oh, I don't know what it is. They call this one the starfish flower. I think they're all starfish flowers though. This one is not doing too good. I'll do a repot video where we take cuttings. The center rotted out, and I need to repot all of these. I need to cut them out and give them all a new home. Got a variety of Oncidiums back here. This Oncidium will repot in a future video. We've got another type of Abutilon that's really been neglected. I need to give this a slightly bigger pot so it doesn't dry out so frequently. We have the mixed container of Phalaenopsis orchids and an Alicara back there, and I think that said that right. And some Oncidium, just the Dancing Ladies yellow variety. And we have the Hoya Carrii. That one's doing really, really well. It's very slow growing. And this is a anyway, it's a fern that has the back in the day my aunt used to call these rabbit foot ferns, where it's got the rhizome with fuzzies on it. Love that. Been having poor luck with this jewel orchid, the Spider-Man. It's not been doing so well, and same with the Bulbophyllum that's there. I think I let them dry out too much between waterings. I'll try to adjust that soon. And yeah, so this was a grow space. Sorry for taking up so much of your time. This was a long video, and I'm sure I missed some plants. If you see something that you like, tell me the time in the video that you saw it and what it looked like, and I'll try to do an update on that one. So there's so many things down here. I'm sure there's a couple of hundred or maybe 100 plants in this small little area, so I will have missed something, that's for sure. So anyway, stay tuned for more updates, and happy growing. I'm using it when they need it. This one here, the Split Rock, is a little bit different than a regular Lithops. This one holds on to more of its leaves, whereas the Lithops will put out a new set of leaves and then the old ones shrivel up. It's their life cycle, where this one will continue